if they would have shown how Garlemald was destroyed and then you come into a ruined landscape afterwards, that would have made a lot more sense.
The fist fight with fucking Xenos as a Lalafell. It's wrong. I changed my race because of that. It was absolutely... It's like watching a T-Rex trying to punch someone.
That's what you see with all the other Ascians. Like, you know, these really deep stories. And then you just see this guy who literally does not give a fuck.
That's what the entire expansion is about. How do you deal with death and despair? That's it. That's what it's about.
Hello and welcome to Alith-Cast, Alith's official Final Fantasy XIV podcast. I am your host for today. I'm Roof Pigeon, and I am joined today by Lucinda, by Xaert, and by a new host. Welcome, Clem.
Hey.
Hello. It's been a while. We're back. I'm very, very excited to be back. Before we start off with the show, it's a good opportunity to get to know Clem. So we've prepared a couple of questions here. So, are you ready, Clem?
Yeah, hit me. Come on.
Yep. Okay. So, tell us about yourself, where you're from.
I'm 35. Still got to think about that. Yeah, 35. I live in sunny Swansea in South Wales. I work within continuous improvement and operational change for a large insurance company. What else can I really say about myself? There isn't much more to me, to be honest with you. My job is my life, basically, and I do bitch about it quite a lot in the different Discord channels and stuff like that. I will introduce you to Hugo. Come.
Here he comes.
This is the Puggle, the king of the Puggle. This is Hugo.
Hello, humans.
Okay. You just want to get comfy.
Think about Man in Black now.
Yeah.
The dog's out.
Frank the Pug, yeah.
It's a running gag that he has my voice, because whenever he talks to Pugosh on Discord, I talk back.
Yes,
So, yeah.
he does. So I have many a three-way conversation with Xaert and the dog. Yeah.
How is that going?
It's actually quite hilarious. I love it personally. I think it's brilliant. So. But yeah, that's basically me in a nutshell, I think.
All right. The 30s Club. Yeah, coming together with all of the downsides.
I'm not going to discuss 30s Club, though, because Lucinda will go off on one because of, anybody over the age of 22 is close to death. They're about to claim their pension. So, we can't talk about the 30s Club.
It's 30 plus.
Exactly, yeah. I'm surprised that you haven't started screaming Das ist verboten when we start talking about people who are over 30 years old, okay? It's German for it's forbidden.
I live in a German-speaking country, I know. Oh well.
Yeah, the Abyss is at 30 plus. That's where it is.
Mhm.
Yeah, it does seem
6
scary,
point
but I
time.
have 8.5 years left.
I'm looking forward to it. Genuinely, I am so looking forward to it, reminding you every birthday that each year you're 1 year closer to death. I'm really looking forward to reminding you of that.
Okay.
Brutal.
Off on a good start. All right, so Clem, your new nickname is now the Grim Reaper. So tell us, when did you start playing Final Fantasy XIV and when did you join Alith? And if you say that not at the same day, you are out.
Oh, right, okay.
No.
Awkward. I started playing on a clapped-out laptop when the beta was released.
2009.
For A Realm Reborn.
Okay, yep.
And played for a while there. Then when the game was officially released, I played. I took a massive break. I got to about level 41 on a white mage. And I got stuck, do you know that horrible, gap between level 40 and level 50 in A Realm Reborn?
Yeah, you have covered my face, I think.
Yeah, I
You hadn't even gone to Ormville yet.
Yeah, exactly. And I just lost interest in it completely. But then I came back, then started playing again, and I've been on and off throughout the years. as for when I joined Alith, it was 2020 February, March. It was before the entire COVID thing. I left then for a little bit, purely because I wasn't playing the game. And then I came back in January last year, January 2021. And I think it was made an officer then around the November, December time, maybe the January time. I can't really quite remember when it couldn't have been January. It must have been before Christmas. Because I nearly didn't become an officer, because when the announcement was made that it was going to be me, Christina, and Lucinda all joining at the same time, I was like, no, I can't do this. I'm not going to be an officer with Lucinda. So, I got talked around. Belle had a word, Spicy had a word. A few people, said, Lee, or Clem, in this case, Lee's my real name, by the way, but Clem, jump on board. Please, we need someone to keep Lucinda in check because she's a bitch. And I was like, yeah, okay, no problem. So, yeah, and I just joined them.
Wow, you're really out for blood in this podcast. I'll remember all this, okay?
Oh, I'm going for the juggler.
You guys are both on that same floating piece of dirt you call a country, right? The UK. So Be careful, Clem.
But she's got to cross a border to get to me. I'm in Wales, okay?
Okay.
It's a Lucinda-free zone.
It won't be at this rate.
So we're starting off with you wishing her a happy year closer to her death, and now you're okay.
Yeah.
Belle, help me!
Get HR in here, please.
HR, come in. Yeah. All right. Cool. Awesome. Welcome.
Thank you.
I guess Bob and me, not from Lucy, I guess. All right. Well, the next question is basically, what's your history with Alith? I think you joined around the same time I did, beginning of 2020. I know because I just had a baby back then. Well, technically my partner just had a baby, but yes. Yeah.
It's a shared thing,
Semantics. Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think around the same time. Yeah. And yeah. So how did you join? What was did you get recruited? Did you hear?
It was Noonally. They reached out to me. But they didn't reach out to me, actually, that's wrong. It was just an advertisement. I can't remember what zone I was in at the time, but I didn't have an FC, so just had a little bit of a whisper. I was like, what's going on? Tell me all about it. And all of a sudden, I joined, and it's just been upwards from there. It's been great.
My life went downhill the moment you joined, but...
Didn't I join before you?
No, you joined in March. I joined in February.
Of what?
2020.
Oh, right. So you've been here for 1 whole month more than me. Oh, okay, sorry. I apologize.
I'm getting the feeling your happiness is a zero-sum game here. Yeah.
There we go. Okay. Yeah. So what does a typical day in Final Fantasy XIV look like to you? What do you do? What is your interest within the game?
It depends on the day. Like, if I've got a few days off work, like, it literally starts as soon as I'm up in the morning, cup of tea, log in, usually do whatever officery stuff that's got to be done first, and then it's usually a case of dungeons, trials, roulettes, get all the roulettes out of the way. Crafting, I'm not a fan of in any way, shape, or form. I absolutely hate it, and I find it extremely boring. Probably the reason why I don't get on with Lucinda. And but it's I just don't like crafting. But it's usually just dungeons. Usually I'll sit in one of the channels on Discord, in the voice channels. I haven't been doing it as much lately due to work. But Xaert is usually there. Art is usually in there. Lucinda pops in, says a few words, usually swearing at me, and then leaves instantly. And whoever pops in, and it's just the social aspect. Sometimes I'm quite happy just to log into the game. Before we moved the FC house, there was a little lamp outside our house in Shirogane, and I used to just stand on that and sit and voice chat and just chat away and not do anything. Quite comfortable doing that. So it completely depends on the day. It depends. It could be running Asphodelos. It could be sitting there doing absolutely nothing and just talking. It could be running roulettes. It's anything, just not crafting.
All right. So we've established you have a hate for crafting. You have a hate for Lucinda.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a pretty hateful person, to be honest, Roof. I won't sugarcoat it.
Okay. Lucy, you'll have your moment. Don't worry. All right.
Very buckshot.
Yeah. I guess in terms of the social aspect, I can relate to. And other than that, mostly dungeons and game content. Yep.
Yeah, that's me.
All right. And I'm scared to ask this now, but why did you join the cast? Is it for that specific reason, or?
What, my hatred of Lucinda?
Mm-hmm.
Probably about 20% of it. The other 80% of it is probably, it's something new, isn't it? Why the devil not? So, like, I was made an officer, and Bell said, we're looking for new people to join the rest of the hosts. Are you interested? And I was like, why not? We'll give it a whirl. This could be my first and only show. We'll see how it goes.
Mysterious disappearance after somebody invades Wales.
All right. Most of you guys don't know it, but normally we have like a 30-minute talk before we actually start the podcast. And 30 minutes ago, like, the sun was shining on Clem's face as if he was the holy god himself. But
Not anymore.
now it is his atmosphere is kind of reflecting his dark mood towards Lucinda.
Is that a little bit better? The sun has dropped now, so the windows opposite aren't shining too much.
I'm just kind of sad it wasn't your dark, sinful aura that was blocking out the sun.
I had that feeling, yeah. I mean, really dark hair as well, but yeah. We actually spent a good 15 minutes trying to solve my lighting, so we got there, yep. I hope. Yeah.
Fine.
Right, there's one trick question remaining, and I don't know what this is about. I've been told you have to ask this. I'm just gonna go ahead and ask it. Maybe you guys have the inside joke. What is it about you and Bombocles?
Oh, for the love of Christ, really? Seriously? Right. Okay. I don't even know how it started, to be honest with you. My avatar on Discord is currently a picture of Bomboco. My apartment, or my house even, has a room downstairs in the basement. And I think at last count I had about 128 Bombocos or something like that, just downstairs on 2 different tables. And because of, like, I was showing everyone my Bomboco army, because of, like, Xaert kind of helped with this. It was like, let's have them facing each other, you know, we could treat them as Bomboco armies. People started to think, I'll send some Bombocos to Clem. So every time I was logging in, some bastard was walking up to me and giving me a Bomboco. Or if I wasn't online, they'd mail them to me, to the point that they couldn't mail them anymore to me because my inbox was full. And it's just Bombocos all, like, I'm just full. Literally, people coming up to me and I'm going, I do not have the bag space to be able to take this Bomboco right now. I've started filling up my apartment. I have an apartment to fill up, and once that's filled up, then I'll probably end up starting to fill up a room in the FC house as well. It's going to get to the point that I'm going to actually start asking for people to give me gil so I can buy a large house to fill it with Bombocos, because people still want to send me fucking Bombocos. It's starting to drive me insane. And now, I don't know so much know if it's a inside joke or not, because everybody in the FC wants to send Clem Bombocos. And we're not talking 1 or 2, by the way. We're not talking 1 or 2. Like, people are literally filling multiple, like 10 Bombocos at a time in mail. Like, I'm not exaggerating.
I've done this.
It's got to the point. Don't tell anyone. But I've had to actually start throwing the Bombocos out of my bag. I've had to start destroying them.
Don't tell anyone, says
Yeah,
a
Bombocos.
You're saying that on the podcast right now.
Oh, it's not safe for those Bombocos anymore.
It seems like it's a very easy method to trigger Clem here. Just send them more Bombocos.
Right after this podcast, I know what I'm doing.
Cornering the market.
Can someone just send me mail now, please? just fill it up with just random letters so I don't have to deal with the Bombo codes.
The thing is, this isn't being released until like a week after, I guess. Clem will have a whole week to fill your inbox with Bombo code.
Thanks, guys. It's much appreciated.
Yep. Before I forget, normally, and this is because we've had a bit of a break, but Lucy, do you have a plushie ready today? I think we should do a quick round of quick hello, quick who am I? So go ahead, Lucy.
Well, this is Yellow Packer. Their name is Yellow Packer, and they are part of my Packer family. And
Nice.
they're a well-loved member.
They have ice cream, don't they?
Yep, and they like milk.
Don't get drawn in, guys. Those teddies are there just to make her look like she's cute when she isn't actually. She's actually Satan incarnate. So they're just there to like try and hide the what Lucinda really is.
Oh, I'm a fan of the show Lucifer, so why not both?
All right. I didn't say welcome yet, Clem. I'm not sure if I should.
Goodbye.
Yes, hi, Clem. It's been great having you. Guest host for 20 minutes.
Gig. Yeah. Oh, good. So yeah, we I think quick round of introduction. You guys know Lucy, you know Bob, you know me. If you haven't rewatched the other episodes, you'll know more about us as well. Let's not waste any time here and let's get to the topics of today.
Good
So we're a bit late, but we are talking about Endwalker. We're talking about the review, how the expansion has impressed us or not impressed. We don't know. Quick review on all the story, the zones, the jobs, the trials. Quick warning here. There will be spoilers ahead. So if you have not finished the story, put this on pause and put it on your bookmarks and come back after you finished. Yep. All right. I guess first thing that comes to mind of Endwalker. Anyone? Shoot.
Music.
Emmett Sark.
Oh,
Emmett.
yeah. So, yeah, I'll give you Emmett. Okay. Yeah.
The redemption
Music.
arc there. Yeah.
Yeah. I like that.
No, I was thinking of him looking sexy as
Oh,
AF,
oh.
but like...
Oh, no. No, sorry.
no.
First thing that comes to mind, actually, is the fist fight with fucking Xenos as a Lalafell. It's wrong. I changed my race because of that. It was absolutely... It's like watching a T-Rex trying to punch someone. It's like because your arms are like this, and you're like going like that to Xenos, and it's like, what? Are you serious? Like, I don't understand how he could... It was more like a jumping headbutt rather than a punch. I changed race because of it. I thought if we get another like scene like this, I can't handle it. So yeah, that's the first thing that comes to mind.
I think they did you a favor by moving away from Lalafell. Yep.
Why do you say that?
Lalafells. I mean, where do you start?
You're one of those people. But to be fair, I think the Emmett Sark thing was kind of cool because if you remember back from like the last expansion, that moment in the I don't even remember which dungeon or whatever, where his ghost comes back and does the little finger snip
against the Warrior of Light trial, wasn't it? At the end of it.
Yeah. The great thing is in the current expansion, that makes more sense because he would have remembered you from the past.
Oh yeah.
Before he does the snap.
Yeah.
So I think that was actually a really cool detail. I think it actually added to something that was already out, which I think is great.
He's got to be up
right.
there with one of my favourite characters throughout like all of the characters that we've had from A Realm Reborn onwards. He's just beautiful. There's no other way to put it.
Emmett?
Yes. Yeah.
I tolerated it.
Yeah, not a fan?
No, not really.
What didn't you like about him?
I always have a complete apathy against people who feel like they are above others and show it.
Oh, I see. Right. Okay.
He's sexy.
I don't know if I'd go down the lines of sexy. Although there's that brilliant video of him dancing to the Billie Eilish song on YouTube. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but like the way that they've done it is spot on. The beat is perfect for the way they've done the video. It's absolutely fantastic.
I've not had an opportunity to see that.
I'll link it.
No need. Cool. All right, so we have. Yeah, I was a bit surprised to see Emmett South returning though, but it makes sense going back in time. So, yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
I think one of my major disappointments that that whole big dome that they're growing all the crops in, the whole thing, in Old Charlian.
Yeah,
I was very sad that was not a spaceship, like the whole thing. I really wanted the whole damn thing to launch into space.
I wanted
but then
it
they
to
came around and it turned out to be this little plane. I'm like, oh, that was
Yeah. I was hoping for a big giant capsule core ball to float into the space, but yeah.
That'd have been great. Sad.
Am I the only one that like really dislike the Loporrits? Because everyone is like, I want to be a Loporrit. They're so cute, but they just irritated me.
Yes.
Like really irritated me.
Kind of like
I thought they were funny.
I love them.
Oh no. No, well, it's no fucking surprise that you like them when you're sitting there fucking hugging a yellow alpaca, is there? I mean, seriously.
Fair enough.
People are going to be writing in when this goes live, aren't they? Like, Clem, why do you bully Lucinda so?
What did you like about him, Lucinda?
Like about what?
The
Oh,
Loporrit.
them. To be honest, I just thought they were so squishy and cute. Like, I would adopt all of them. They make me so happy. They remind me of plushies that just
Oh, no. Just no.
Oh, shut up, Clem.
Just no, nothing about it. They just irritated the hell out of me. I like the fact that everything, for me, the music, that music in Ultima Thule, the end game, and and it built up as you were completing the quests. Like then, like they added in a little bit more music, and some of them you get to the point that it's actual lyrics in there as well, and the walk right at the end when you walk in and you see all the spirits there as you're walking towards the oh my god. So I'll admit it, I was blubbing up. I'll be honest with you. It was just so emotional that he was coming towards the end of it, and the spirits there, and the music, and like you just swing between everything. I was there, and I was like, yeah, I'm a little bit emotional at this point. Yep, definitely. But yeah,
You just beat Zodiac, then what comes after Zodiac? Bunnies.
yeah.
The pacing of the expansion, I think, was the thing that people were most critical of because they had so much to work on. You know, there was some peaks, and then suddenly this whole trough of Loporrits or other stuff. But I actually enjoyed the slow pace. The thing I really hated was that up-tempo jazz music that really gets on your nerves. It played for the entire last act of that whole expansion, and it was like, could this music stop for 2 seconds?
It's one of the reasons I absolutely hate running Smileton.
Because that
music, it just irritates me. Like, I'm not a fan of jazz, and it's just like, no.
I liked it, but not for like 3 days.
I don't think Final Fantasy has reached its musical peak like they did in Heaven's Ward. No.
You know what I wish? I wish like Garlemald was like its own like expansion, because I was really excited to go to different like areas, but it ended up being one map.
Yeah, I thought that Garlemald was going to be bigger. I thought that there was going to be I thought that this expansion was going to be the majority Garlemald, to be honest with you, but
Open
that
for that,
kind
yeah.
of got destroyed with the entire let's blow up the city kind of thing, isn't it? So yeah,
Yep.
Yeah, I think. I mean, if we're talking zones there, right? I think it's a missed opportunity because if they would have shown how Garlemald was destroyed and then you come into a ruined landscape afterwards, that would have made a lot more sense. I mean, for me personally, the moon was except for the fight with Zediar, right, was a very boring location.
yeah, agreed.
Didn't enjoy it at all. Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't a fan of that.
Was Endwalker meant to be like 7.0? Like in terms of like the end, wasn't it meant to be like slower? I didn't think they were actually meant to reach the resolution in 6.0, but they changed their plans. At least I read that from somewhere.
Could be.
Possibly, Realm Reborn was 2013, wasn't it?
2012.
2012, and they said that they had 10 years of content for the original story, didn't they? Although, did read an article recently where they said that they had no fucking idea what they were doing with the Ascians when the game first started. Like, they had no idea. They were just like, big bad, we're just going to put them here, we'll throw a few masks on them and we'll see how it goes. And then they started writing in as to what they do, but they had no end game for them at all. It was just like, yeah, just make them look mysterious and shadowy and make them wear masks.
Then you can turn them into whatever you want later, which is good writing, to be honest.
Yeah.
In this context.
Kind of like George Martin, yep.
Ooh, put those claws away!
Yeah, I mean, he still didn't finish. Yeah.
True.
But in all fairness, I think the Ascian thing, they could have let it rest with Shadowbringers, in my opinion. Like, I think, well, I mean, yeah, you had to get rid of them somehow and basically tie up the loose knots, but actually going all the way back, no, I take that back because actually seeing their origins is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it would have been a case that I don't know how they would have been able to get rid of them at the end of Shadowbringers.
Yeah.
When they're tied into Zodiac kind of thing, isn't it? And Hydaelyn, so...
Yeah, they had to get rid of those two. That's what they did. Like, literally destroyed the inciting incident of the Realm Reborn.
Yeah.
They just prevented it from happening.
Out of all of the Ascians, though, I was extremely disappointed with Fandaniel. I was like, you bore the unliving hell out of me, seriously. Like, it was just like, I'm going to be deathly and crazy for the purposes of it. Yeah, you know, it was never like there wasn't anything sinister there. There wasn't anything like it was just, I don't know. It just lacked substance for me.
In a way, I kind of liked that he lacks substance, because what you see with all the other Ascians, like, you know, these really deep stories, and then you just see this guy who literally does not give a fuck. He just wants to see the world burn. And I think it's kind of refreshing because you, like, jump to him and then you're just like, oh, wait, it's just this idiot who doesn't actually have much purpose. Now, and then when you see that he's Hermes, like, basically... that kind of weird thing, I guess you kind of start thinking, oh, this is kind of interesting. But that brings me back to something I want to point out. I didn't like the first fucking trial. You yeet Zodiac out of existence. I was like, hold up a second, hold up. How did we get here?
It was meant to happen that way, obviously.
Yeah, because everyone was expecting Zodiac versus Hydaelyn to be the big final conflict, right? Before Endwalker came out, it was like, okay, we're gonna end up with those two basically going nuclear, and Hydaelyn will win, and okay, fine, we're done. Didn't quite happen that way. Zodiac was basically like okay, it's gone, done. Yeah.
And I get from a story perspective, that makes sense, right? Because Fandaniel wanted you to do that so you could incite the end of days.
Good writing, but
but of course it's not what people wanted. Maybe
no,
it's not a fan service, that's for sure.
Yeah,
but then I don't so much have an issue. Don't get me wrong, I felt very disappointed after the Zodiac fight. Like I was expecting more, you know, but. I'm also happy that it happened that way as well, because of like, you don't really want to be going into any kind of story, be it a book, be it a game, be it a TV show, whatever, and know exactly what's going to happen, do you? You want
But
some
did you-
twists and turns. You want to be drawn in and have
Let me
those
ask you
cliffhangers.
this. Did you want, after 10 years of storytelling content, to be the big, bad, ultimate guy, to be a little blue girl?
I don't know if it. I can't say that I wanted that or didn't want it, because it was just so completely fucking unexpected that it was just like, so it wasn't, as I said, I was one of those people that was just, as you just discussed, it was going to be Hydaelyn versus Zodiac and all of that and everything, and not small little blue girl. No, I wasn't expecting small little blue girl in any way, shape or form.
I think then that's my personal opinion, but I think that's actually one of the strengths of Final Fantasy that sets it apart from most of the other MMOs, because the other MMOs tend to fall into that trap of it has to be epic, must be more epic. And after 10 years, what are you going to do? And I think Final Fantasy did a really interesting thing, like, oh, screw all the machinations. All the machinations are just going to fall apart. They're all going to fail. And we're going to focus primarily on personal stories involving regret, despair, death, and how different cultures deal with them. And that's what the entire expansion is about. How do you deal with death and despair? That's it. That's what it's about. And it's perfect.
The way I saw it was they implemented Sad Smurf as the end boss.
Yeah, basically. It was like, okay, Depression was the end boss, basically.
Depression Smurf, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm feeling so, like, unintelligent right now. I've got Xaert saying, like, this is what happened, and it changed, and it was about depression and death, and how human nature is. And I'm sitting here going, Glego.
I was just glaring everything. That's what I was doing. That was what it was about for me. Yeah. True.
The story has me thinking, though, about, like, Hydaelyn's other options, you know, because I do think as the watcher we are kind of fed it, even though we're seeing it from two different like sides, like, you know, of what like Emmett Salk and co wanted versus like them and like the perspective of those back in the olden days. But I do think like it's still painted as the not good, others like not good, but like I'm not saying she's like a horrible person. I'm not really going to take that edgy take, but I'm not really sure. I do think it's quite a violent solution, and I think painting it as good is kind of a weird thing for me, because I'm kind of like, you literally like sliced up people's souls. And
I agree. They kind of glossed over that at the end, right? Like at the end, it's like, oh, I'm not going to do that. That's unconscionable, and then they kind of glossed over at least they kind of rushed the transition into, oh, it's inevitable. So they didn't really deserve that choice in the story.
Yeah, it was very unclear to me. Maybe you guys can explain it to me. Like when you went back from the past into the current day, right? You saw the cutscene of her becoming Hydaelyn. You didn't really see how she became Hydaelyn, did you? Or did I completely miss that part? Or
she's just like a pew thingy and then splits everything.
Yeah, she became darker and darker, like, okay, blood, and darker face.
That was kind of like wasn't that like a not literal though? Like I saw like people just sacrifice themselves to summon her, and then she did the sundering later.
I think sort of. It was weird. But I think that whole cutscene was meant to show that she tried other things, tried to convince people, but they wouldn't listen, basically. So she felt she had no other choice but to do it anyway, even though she really didn't want to.
To be fair, the way she convinced them was a bit kind of weird, though. But I guess, like, let's just pretend that we didn't hear like everything that she tried.
That's why it was a bit rushed, in my opinion. But
yeah, I mean, like the opportunity of going back in time and learning about it, I think that could have had a lot more space within the expansion. And I think personally, I would not have minded it if they did not finish up the story with the release of Endwalker, but actually finished it up within the patches coming up after, and actually take a bit more time. Yeah.
That makes sense, actually. And then you literally start the next expansion with the brand new adventure.
Because now it's basically, I mean, I'm not sure how you guys feel about it, but I've discussed it with a few FC members as well a couple of weeks ago. Like, my my game time is limited, right? I have maybe like 1.5, 2 hours in an evening if I'm lucky, and all that time goes into harvesting the tombstones. Right? It's very annoying, and I kind of stopped it now because I got the paladin up to 590, and okay, fine. But other than that, the sense of purpose in the game, right? I mean, I know there's so much shit out there, but for someone with limited time, and you're not waiting for the next patch to continue on the story, feels like, like, you know, I'm picking up crafting. I like crafting, by the way, Clem. I'm sorry. But, picking up crafting again, getting them all from 80 to 90 should be fine, right? And I'm getting some subclasses to 90, all fine. Then I most likely will buy a few level skips, right? Because it saves me time, which I don't have in abundance, so that will help me, right? But what I always had was I want the story to continue, and right now it's something about Final Fantasy IV coming in, about those guys in patch 6.1.
Golbez.
Sorry?
The what?
Golbez. Is it Golbez or Goldez? It's the armored guy that we've got. He's in Final Fantasy IV, and he's in Final Fantasy IV the After Years as well, and he becomes a playable character in the After Years, but he's a bit sinister in Final Fantasy IV. I won't give spoilers away or anything like that, but yeah, it looks like it's going to be him, and he's got 4 fiends as well. And I think that's where it's representing the different elemental, like, runes, I suppose, that we saw when they basically had a cosmic Zoom meeting. So, yeah.
That's kind of what it felt like, wasn't it?
You just log into Teams for a quick meeting to discuss destroying the world, please.
Oh, yes. These pesky humans. Let's do something about them at some point.
Are you taking notes?
Can you share your screen?
A quick glance into the portal, yeah. No, it's interesting. I don't think any of us is really committed to the new story yet, though.
I actually completed it this afternoon, like up to 6.1, like as far as I can get in the main storyline today, and I did is it Algaia? Is that how you pronounce it?
That's Aglaia.
Aglaia. There we go. I did that last week, and I ran it again this afternoon. But that interesting thing is what the hell is that Xenos' avatar in the final cutscene? Because it looks exactly like Xenos' avatar when he was in Reaper form. And it's even got the eye.
I want to be done with this guy. He completely spoiled the ending for Endwalker.
I don't. As I said, I've already ranted about Lala fist fight. I don't want anything like that again. I don't want him to come back, but like it could be like it's not Xenos. It's his avatar.
It's his void sent avatar.
So I'm thinking like maybe I'm praying to God they won't bring him back. And I know that the producers said in like January or February he dead. He dead. He's gone. He's never coming back. Basically, we've ended his story. And they have confirmed that, but you just don't know, do you?
Maybe he has a son that's just as fucked up.
Oh, God.
I can just see Lucy now.
You know, that entire family is really fucked up, isn't it? Like, it comes from Asians, it went to what was the father's name?
Varus.
Yeah.
Varus, yeah. And then it was him, so it was Solus, Varus, and then Xenos, wasn't it? But when you're looking at that avatar thing that I said for Xenos, although his eyes are covered by like two like hands, it's got the eyes that they used to give like Xenos the fake Echo. Do you know they're like those pink eyes with the black Slayer, is it? And then like so it's got those eyes though, so that's a little bit worrying. I don't know where they're going with it, and I really don't want another like let's get rid of Xenos now. We want a brand new story. We've had our 10 years. Let's start something new now, and I don't want him back. I really don't.
Do you think the Echo is still around though now that Hydaelyn is gone?
No.
I don't think so. It's basically a connection to Hydaelyn, ain't it?
Yeah. So I don't think so. So it'll be interesting to see what they do to make sure that the Warrior of Light is still the Warrior of Light. Like they use the echo. That was the entire point of the explanation behind the echo, wasn't it? Is like when you die and you get the echo, it's not actually you dying, it's you playing the fight out in your head. Is the explanation that was given for how the echo works for in-game purposes. So I don't know. It's bound to be something. It's very much Dragon Ball Z, isn't it? It's a kind of case of, you go from a point of you could turn into a monkey, and now all of a sudden your hair turns into a gigantic wig that would make a drag queen jealous, and it glows blue. So it just keeps going up and up and up, isn't it? There is no ceiling, so I think that's what might happen with you. I have no idea what it'll be, but it'll be something, obviously. You can't just go, the Warrior of Light's lost his power, that's it.
I think the echo itself is just seeing slightly into the future, and that's why you can see like the AoE circles on the floor.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the reason for the
yeah, that's why you get to see the attack before it happens. It's the echo. That's
it would
what
be
I use
quite
it for.
interesting, though, as you said there, Ruth, if they do go down the lines of, in order to make the Warrior of Light more powerful, each expansion or each patch or whatever, which way they want to do it, is you do actually start combining your shards again, and that's where your power comes from. That could be a really, really good point.
All right. We touched mostly on the story right now. There's some other aspects to the expansion as well. We got the jobs. Right, I have not tried them myself yet, so I'm completely useless here. But have any of you tried Sage or Reaper?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know about the rest of us. I know Clem and I have tried them. Have you tried it?
Nope.
No, Lucinda hasn't tried them, but me and Clem have tried them. I like both of them. I think Sage is the one healer I do like.
I don't like it.
I think I literally said this the last cast before it came out. It's going to be the healer that feels like a DPS. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. I personally, I don't like it in at all. It's you. I suppose it's great for when you're doing end-game content, that it's great for optimization of end-game content and stuff like that, but it just hasn't got the raw power to be able to push you through content if you need to go there. And and for me, it's I love White Mage. I've been a White Mage main since beta. I love White Mage. It's my main class. I absolutely love it. And you feel strong as a White Mage. You can push people through content. It doesn't matter if people are dying, because it's just you'll just cast a Thin Air and you'll quick cast raise them. It's quite easy to do. And those big heals, the benediction, stuff like that, you can really force people through content if they're not going to be able to do stuff. Sage, it cannot do that. If people start dying, you lose control. And it's very, very hard to carry the people through that content. But from an optimization point of view, when people aren't dying, it's better than White Mage, easily, by far, with its DPS output and things like that. But it's also a case, it feels like you've got to press 3 buttons to be able to do something that a White Mage could do with 1, which I don't quite like either. It's a very scholar feel to it in that way, when you've got to press multiple buttons to be able to do stuff like emergency tactics into an Adlo and stuff like that. It's
I think that the main thing you got to take away from the Sage is you just don't want to do the things that White Mage does. Just don't heal people. Just leave them be.
Yeah, I guess it's also where you're coming from, because if you're saying, Clem, look, you're a White Mage main since Realm Reborn, right? I can fully understand that, because to me it doesn't feel like an appealing job at all. I mean, my secondary job is White Mage, first job Paladin, but I mean, I've tried other healers. I don't like them because the big heals come from White Mage. I had the same in WoW. I like the Priest. I didn't like it.
Holy Priest.
Yeah. I mean, it's the big heals that, okay, it's the basic classes, Paladin, White Mage, and Dragoon in my case, but just the basics that are coming down from the very core of the game. And you know what they do. There's no specialities, but they get job well done. Basically, what's on the screen. But yeah.
I think it's the satisfying aspect you get from it as well. Because if Sage is a proactive healer, you're putting up those shields before the damage hits and things like that. you don't really like, unlike a white mage where you've just burst a plenary indulgence into a Medica 2 or into that, not Solace, the other one, the other Afflatus.
Sure.
Rapture, that's the one. Yeah, when you do that, you get to watch those health bars go from like half health straight up to full really, really quickly. It feels satisfying. You're just like, yeah, I've done something. I've had an impact. Whereas Sage, you don't feel like you get that impact because your shield is put on before, and like the shield is a little bar about yay big. You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, it doesn't. For me, it's not as satisfying, and I think that might be another aspect to it as well. I'm not slagging off the class in any way, shape, or form. It is a very good class. It's just not my personal cup of tea.
Yeah, I mean, if you compare it to White Mage, yeah, it feels, if you're not doing really endgame raiding, it feels, yeah. I do really love the addition to White Mage though with the little fountain. It's really, really good. That fountain is kind of reminds me of Priest and WoW. You know, you had the fountain that just does a few heals and done. But yeah, it's nice.
I wasn't a fan of it when it was first came out because you couldn't automatically burst it, could you? You like now since 6.1 has come in, you can actually set it off to burst itself. But like before, it was like you would have to take damage for it to heal everyone. It's like this feels pointless unless we're taking raid-wide damage. I can't use this. But now that you can pop it yourself, it does feel quite satisfying.
What do you feel about it, Lucy? Because you are a main healer as well. Scholar, I believe, right?
That's true.
Sorry, it's been a few months.
Yeah, she's not very good at it.
Oh, just trying to make that face scrunch up. But what did Astro get actually?
I got that crazy level 90 spell, didn't it? That everyone was ranting. I can't remember its name, but
Macrocosmos.
that's it. That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very snazzy, very handy. I just wish the cooldown was like a lot shorter so it could be like so OP, you know, you just use it every 10 seconds or something.
What? Educate me, please. What does it do?
It heals.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for that input. Well done. Well done.
A big bond.
So basically, you like use it and then like if you get dealt like a load of damage, like the amount of healing it does like increases by the, and so when like, because if you taken only a bit of damage, it's like shit. But if done like, if you've been taking like a bunch of shit, then it's like super Gucci. So like someone who's like technical can like translate that, but like yeah.
Okay, so basically it powers up based on the damage. So your healing potency increases the higher the damage you take. Yeah.
Yeah.
Health.
Cool.
Just got this image of people soaked in their own blood, and the blood is just being pulled back into their body and healing them. I don't know.
And then,
I've played a bit too many vampire games, I think.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get over the fact that an ability in Final Fantasy XIV has just been referred to as Super Gucci.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah. It is super Gucci though. Yeah.
Super
Gucci.
It fits. Correct description.
Awesome. A Reaper? Have you guys touched on that?
I think Reaper is a really. Oh, here's my cat. Hello. Hello. Reaper is a really solid, not very difficult to play, high damage, high mobility class. Basically, I think it's one of the easiest melees to play.
Like Dragoon.
Dragoon. Well, yeah, maybe it's kind of like Dragoon without jumping. The rotation similarities are definitely there. You have two positionals. But it's kind of hard to shoot yourself in the foot, even if you do. If you don't optimize your damage windows for like the what is it, arcade circle or something, I don't even know what it's called. You're still doing high damage without double reapering. You know, it's fine. You're still going to do like 80% maximum damage. So it's very friendly from a DPS perspective.
I decided to change for the first time ever in Endwalker and play a DPS class to do the storyline with. So get the first class that I'm going to get to 90 was going to be DPS, and it was Ninja. And did a lot of the dungeons. I think you know how it went, Xaert, because the amount I was swearing constantly in voice chat, it felt depressing because it was a case that Xaert was playing Reaper. We were running together as the DPSs in the dead ends or the dead wastes or the dead land.
Dead ends, yeah.
And no matter how hard I tried, and I mean no matter how hard I tried, Xaert was just knocking spots off me. And I was like, how have you managed to get so good? And like when I was getting a reply like, I have no fucking idea what I'm doing, it just made me feel really, really bad. it was literally I'm just learning this. And when he optimized and he got everything down, that there was no way I was able to touch that level of DPS. I was complaining constantly. Reaper is overtuned. Reaper is overpowered. This is disgusting. What is the point in me playing Ninja? Ninja was a shit. There was a shit show in this expansion. Like when it first started, it was very, very poor. They improved it in 6.1 in fairness. But like that's the reason why I changed, and I went. I jumped off the DPS. In fact, I started running Savage content on a Ninja, and thankfully, one of the guys said that they'd be happy to swap because I said I'm going to have to leave the Static because I can't play Ninja. I really can't. And they said, well, try Sage instead. So I jumped on the Sage, played that for a while. The Static since disbanded, and I've gone back onto my White Mage. But yeah, didn't like Ninja, but Reaper. As much as I was complaining it was OP and that it was overtuned, it's a very, very satisfying class. Very satisfying. It's really well designed.
Can I just say it is your own fault for using a DPS meter?
Probably. But people have made that mistake to use DPS meters when I'm around. You know,
I'm not doing it. Now I'm on the PlayStation, so I can't even. But I love that I don't have that toxicity that I had in WoW. Really.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I would like to throw out there, I'm not one of those people that's screaming and shouting about that I'm doing it with Xaert because we play together.
No, I mean toxicity towards myself to get better and better.
Oh, right, yeah. There's definitely that. Yeah, there's definitely that.
Yeah, I love not knowing. Just like, hey, look, we cleared this shit. I'm happy. That's all I need to know. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to take a page out of your book, Roof. I think.
Yeah, it saves a lot of headaches. Yeah. Right. So moving over to housing, we have the new two housing zones. We have Imperium Ishgard. Sorry, one zone, Imperium Ishgard. The FC actually moved. What do you guys feel about it? What's the general consensus about the new region?
Look, the region's fine. I just don't like the new location of the FC house personally because the market board is a dumb ass distance from, like, you know, I like to craft and talk to people at the same time. Like, I don't want to like choose between one or the other. At least, like, you know, interact with them and stuff. Like, yeah.
My poor darling, your poor little virtual legs must absolutely be in agony to have to walk for 5 seconds from the front gate to the market board. Oh my God, my heart bleeds for you. It really does. Oh, I'm so sorry.
When you're using macros, okay, it's not like you can move in the middle of it.
So that's the other thing about crafting as well. I know we're talking about housing here, but what's the fucking point in crafting when you're just going to press a macro for it to all to do it for you and just sit there and watch? Where's the fun in that? Where's the fun in that?
Manually too, when I wanted to speed up.
Oh. It is faster when you do it manually. I have discovered this. Yeah.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah, because you can optimize for procs.
No, I mean it's just that I don't know. I just go more zum with it. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I need to get into that then. I've just been using macros all over.
I mean,
you're clipping your crafting GCDs.
Basically.
Yeah.
As for the actual house, I'm loving what Diz has done with the exterior. I only went into it this morning for the first time for the interior. I know that Diz hasn't finished the interior yet.
When are you going to finish this?
But, oh Christ, gee, you're brave. You're a very brave man.
I've been nagging her for 3 days already. When is it finished?
I think she said that she was actually looking to finish it today or tomorrow, so that should be a little bit of good news. But the exterior is mwah, chef's kiss, absolutely beautiful. Again, work of art. I like the area. I want more FCs to join our area because it's pretty. I think there's only about 5 or 6 other FCs in the area at the moment. It's very, very quiet. So I would like to see some more houses there. I mean, I'm having a quick look at it now. There's one that's right down the edge that's done with that stupid gingerbread house kind of look. I don't know where the fuck someone would choose to do their house out in that. It's disgusting. But yeah, there's that. But I love it. And I think you'd appreciate this as well, Roof, about the music side of it, because it plays the Ishgard theme in the background. You're outside, and again, Chef's Kiss, I love that theme. So I'm really, really happy with the move. I love the area. I love everything about it.
Well, if you love it, I've got to hate it, naturally, but...
I'm okay with that. Not a problem. You do you, boo.
All Gucci.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's super Gucci.
Jesus. All right. Yeah. No. Personally, I was a fan of the other one, but that was mainly because of the hot spring we had. I like
a bigger one now.
Yep. I mean, it was a photographic good scenery, right?
Yeah.
I know we have a big fucking pool next to the house, right? All good, but yeah. Go ahead, Lucy.
Yeah, it reminded me to do a small rant. You know, one day Square Enix will provide housing for all. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, and you know, it's only people who I think already have a house. I mean, I have a house, who seem to be kind of like happy about the idea of it still being exclusionary. Like, why is getting a house in game harder than like getting one in reality? Like, that doesn't actually make any sense. Like,
I mean, for me, I've always said in the last few years, like, if you look at the model that they did in Guild Wars 1, right? As a guild, you would have a big fucking island, and that was basically your company housing. Why don't they do something like that? Like, hey, look, as an FC, if you reach a certain rank, right, for like 150 million gil, you can buy your own instance server, right? And you would have your FC house, and then your FC members could purchase houses in that same region. That would make a lot more sense, because then you have a community there. But right now they have these public spaces, and
like they obviously have the infrastructure for instant stuff with the island sanctuary coming out.
Yeah.
I can only hope that they extend it, but at the same time, like they're being quiet about it because they don't want to make people like, you know, get excited for what's obviously not going to happen.
expectations. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they literally said they don't know where it's going yet. So hopefully it catches on and they'll develop it in that direction. But who knows?
Clem, what's your opinion? Because you've stayed strangely silent now that I've opened my mouth.
Oh, I was just trying to get over the idea that you just used the words that it's harder to get a house in game than it is in real life. I'm like, what fucking planet are you living on? But yeah, okay, no problem. Again, that's why I remained silence. It just kind of flabbergasted me. But
he's a developer, Clem.
Oh, is she? Oh, that wouldn't
That
shock.
explains everything.
Yeah, that's why she's crafting. She's probably crafting in real life as well to be able to build houses for people and then take all their money. Yeah, but I
feel like the housing in real life topic is a painful one. It's painful for me.
It very much is for me at the moment as well. Every time that I think that I've got to that 20% deposit that I want, the inflation prices the previous year have jumped up by 15%. So I'm like, well, what's the fucking point of me saving up there? But there we go. Yeah. As for the in-game one, I can't really slag off the way that they've done it, because it's obviously really, really hard for them to find something that's going to keep everyone happy. And to be honest, I haven't put a tremendous amount of thought into it because I've got my house. Thankfully, Xaert and a few others did sit with me for 13 hours for me to be able to get my house.
I just gave up. I don't give a fuck about housing and
You see,
decorations
this is
anymore.
the thing. Like, you know, I think a lot of people who finally got their house are just happy to finally just have a place and use it how they wish to use it. So then, you know, when it comes to actually tackling the issue, they're just like, oh, look, I'm just happy I got my place, you know, and that's it. So
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
fighting for the people who haven't got one yet.
Power to the people.
How will they develop the shared trauma to form a good community?
I mean, it should be an addition on top, right? They should take away the FC housing and move it into FC instances and keep the private housing as it is. I think that would be the solution. But all right, let's
See where it
move
goes.
away from the housing, because for me, real life housing is very painful. I have to pay shitload for this house every month.
Yep. Yeah.
Let's not go there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Being conscious of the time as well, we have two more topics on Endwalker itself. That is, who let the dogs out? Oof.
Hello, humans.
First off, I would like to say the PvP they did for this, I love it. I am finally getting into PvP, and what they did now with the crystalline conflict, amazing. I'm a big fan. I like that they have rankings in there, and I've been actually leveling some classes with PvP just by doing the daily. How do you guys feel about it?
I think it's nice and short.
Yeah.
It's not as involved as the frontline PvP stuff was. So in that sense, I like it better than in the previous things they tried.
Lucy, you look absolutely astonished.
I'm sorry, I'm just staring at Hugo like he just kept on licking like Clem, and I was like, oh.
Okay, I'll take that as a compliment. That's the nicest thing you've said all night. Thank you.
But into PvP, I actually don't PvP. I have no opinion on this. I don't like PvP in general. So.
And
Neither usually.
I'm in exactly the same boat as Lucinda as well. I haven't tried the new PvP content. In fact, I think I've probably done. I can count on one hand how many like front lines I've ever done in this game. Like PvP in this game does not like tickle my fancy in any way, shape, or form.
Well, I mean, what got me off PvP initially was that you have a completely different set of skills, right? That's like feels different from the class that you're playing in the world. But I gotta say, there's a certain genius to it, because what they did in example in Guild Wars 1, you had a hotbar with 4 skills. You had like hundreds of skills, but you could only take 4, right? And it allowed to build so many different builds. So it was always a different match you were playing. They kind of took it a little bit like that, saying, okay, look, we're gonna take some skills because they take them from level 30, I believe, and then they combine them. You have your whole new bar, but it's cool. It is actually worth diving into because you get a few nice rewards from it, and it's a nice change from the tombstone grind, to be honest. Again, the expert roulette, like, really? It's annoying, yeah.
Okay, you persuaded me. Give it a try, maybe. See how it feels. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to build a rank team, guys. Come on, get into it. Awesome. Yeah, no, it's cool. I'm not sure what the rewards are for ranked yet. I haven't gotten past bronze 1 yet. I'm currently sitting again back on bronze 3 because of PUGs. So, but okay. And maybe something that tickles your fancy more, the raids that came out, Aglayaya and the other ones, Pandemonium. What do you guys feel?
The what?
Me gusta mucho.
Me gusto mucho. Okay.
Don't mean here, me gusta.
Me gusta. Love again the music. Music is a big thing for me in this game, and the music is and Byragot. Damn, he thick. I mean thick. I mean like 4 C's thick. Oh yeah. Have you seen those legs? Damn.
I did not pay attention to his legs. No.
Oh, I did. But yeah. Byragot, yeah, big fan. Love the music right the way through, and I'm liking what they're doing with the story as well. Like the Nia raids in the last expansion, it was a little bit
annoying. Yeah.
Yeah. There's no other way to put it. It was very deep. Like what I like with this is it's rather simple. Like they're meant to be gods, but we don't know if they're gods or not. They've popped up and they've like said that they're going to destroy the world. Then all of a sudden they're going, actually, it was just a test. Don't worry about it. Go look through some books and find out what we're doing. Go for it. I like it's a little bit more lighthearted. So I'm a big fan of.
Yeah. No, I actually very I'm surprised as well. I have to admit, I was in a bit of a rush when I wanted to unlock it, so I skipped the storyline of Berglaya. I know it's awful, and then I realized it's some of the 12 gods that are in there, and I was like, "Fuck! I should not have skipped that." At the same time, I'm feeling like, "What the fuck are you guys doing, getting the 12 gods already in here? If that is basically your way forward, is that what you're gonna do in your first patch after like tying up the entire 10-year-old story and the first raid you do, you just pop 2 of the 12 gods in there and like, okay."
Yeah, to be fair, the Alliance raids tend to be sort of tangential to the actual story, so I'm not sure if they're actually going to be part of the new storyline.
Well, I mean, you say that, but
Yeah.
if you look at the Crystal Tower, that actually
That one, yeah, but that took them 6 years to
fit it
do.
into the MSQ. Like, yeah. Yeah, no, and Pandemonium, I've not been a fan of it, honestly. I haven't done Savage on it, but so far I'm like, okay, somehow we're being pulled back in the past. Yeah.
I'm having fun, and vampires, obviously. Yeah, I love vampires.
I like it. I do. As much as, well, I don't like P2S. P2S can literally kiss my balls. Like, it's just fuck off. I absolutely... I can't put into words how I feel about that stupid fucking two-headed bastard-ass dog that's just like... No. Just irritated. The rants that I was having when I was running it with a few of the guys in the FC... Like, I just hated it. Absolutely hated it. P1, loved. P3S, I haven't done. I've done, like, a small portion of it, but that's it, and I haven't got any further than that, so...
Same here.
Yeah. But
I haven't done any S's, so, yeah, I don't know.
We're on second phase P4, and P3S, Elmo is just the funniest mechanic I've ever seen.
Elmo?
They call it Elmo because the big fire goes off and you're standing in a corner and fire is everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, got it.
That's what they call it.
Still try and get around the name, though, isn't it? Phoenix. It's like how you expect someone from New York to say Phoenix. It's a Phoenix!
Alright, that's a British thing.
Phoenix.
I wonder how you find our accents, basically, the Dutch accent from...
They're acceptable.
Except... Okay.
Too bad.
Alright. Okay, that's basically the rates. We have patch 6.15 coming up in the 6th of June. I think we have a video. Is it already playing? No, not yet. Bell.
There it is.
Bell.
Yeah, looks like it.
There we go.
No, that looks like
Okay.
it.
Let's have a quick look. This is 6.1, isn't it? This is the treasure map that we've done.
Yeah, this is the one we've just done, yeah.
It really passes the vibe check.
Vibe check?
Yeah, because basically, if something like has vibes, then it's gonna pass the vibe check, and this does pass the vibe check.
Has vibes. Alright.
Are they super
have to
Gucci
control-
vibes?
Yeah,
Yeah,
super
it must be.
Gucci.
115 trailer. Sorry,
Nice.
like that. But we're looking at the trailer from 6.1,
Oh,
and it has
lols.
some of the 6.15 stuff in it.
I'm looking forward to the new beast. Not beast. What do you call it? A
Beast
thingamajiggy.
Yeah, they changed it now. Tribal,
Yeah.
isn't it? Tribal quest, so
Yeah,
yeah.
tribal class, because like, hopefully they have like new cute stuff to get.
That was... What's his name? Hildebrand?
Yeah, that's one of the new things.
Ew. I hate him.
Yeah, me too. I absolutely despise Hildebrand.
He's
hilarious.
never done a Hildebrand quest.
I've done
You
them.
have to get into that one.
I've never done any of them, and like ever. And I know that could be like the highest form of blasphemy to some people in the FC or some people in the Final Fantasy XIV community as a whole. To be honest with you, but yeah, I've never done one.
I mean, I basically have a very simple question for you to determine if you will like Hildebrand or not. And do you like Benny Hill?
No.
No.
I'd rather
No, you will not
circumcise
like
myself
it.
with a rusty spoon.
Yeah, no, you won't like Hildebrand. Yeah.
Some parts of it anyway.
Would hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'd rather do that than watch Benny Hill. So
And
yeah,
do it.
All right. Is it gonna be a Glaya too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not next patch. That won't be released now until 6.3.
Yeah.
Got it.
Looking forward to it.
It goes every odd one, doesn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, 3.5?
So it'll be 6.2 now. Will be the next trial one,
Savage.
the next
Oh, and
extreme,
the custom
and the next
delivery
Savages. Yeah.
Savage
Yeah.
tier,
are coming out.
There will be new custom deliveries. What does this mean?
Don't know,
We can
but like,
finally give the money back to that person that funded the Scions all these years.
true.
It's just another gatherer.
Oh yes, it's a Mediant.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward. I know there's a lot of guys like who are like super horny like for her, so like they're gonna look forward to it.
For who?
Minions, because like she has like big like boobies.
Yeah, no, I lost my horniness in the game when Minfilia died. I love that midriff.
Well, maybe Y'shtola is finally going to be left alone for a while.
Oh,
Seriously.
she's blind. I cannot
I'm so
imagine myself
tired
doing
of
that.
Y'shtola. Like they're trying to make her into this like kind of like kitty now, and it's like, oh come on, please, like.
What was that fucking spell she used, wasn't it, to open up
Yeah.
the
Oh, that
the
one's
fissure?
hilarious.
What was it like?
Frost
Frost
and
and
Flame.
foam, and it's
Yeah,
like,
it was-
are you fucking serious?
It's because she came up with it when she was 4 years old or something. Yeah.
I mean, it's cute, but like I don't know, it's just a bit. They're just doing like fan service at this point, especially with Braha. Like, come on.
Well, seriously, my favorite thing in the new expansion since 6.0 was the point where Thancred and Urianger are like, oh shit, like during that whole conversation with Y'shtola. That's the best part.
Oh,
of
right,
the
yeah.
game.
I particularly like now that they've started like putting Tartaru in the light that she's meant to be in, where she is actually like basically the next Elon Musk, where she's just all there about pure making money in every way, shape, or form, unscrupulously.
Basically taking over from Rowena. Yep.
Lolarito has some competition.
Oh, definitely. Is this could this be the reason why you've got the hatred for the Lalafels, Roof? Is it a money situation? Like, are they the ones tanking the housing
No,
market?
there's no- Trust me, no money issues. All fine. No, all good. Except the fact that we're getting married, that's gonna cost like a rip and a leg. Ugh.
Oh, yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm not showing this cast to Vika.
You don't even get a 2-person mount for it. You know, come on.
Yeah, exactly. All right. I think it's time for Alith news. So let's wrap this up. Anything else you guys want to say about Endwalker that is popping up?
Hythlodeus is really sexy as well, and to be quite honest, I wish we could have had a passionate sex scene between the Warrior of Light, Emet-Suck, and the Hythlodeus. Ooh, it would have been so hot. Okay, that's my final thought.
We knew that was fucking coming, didn't we? We definitely did. Like, I'm surprised
it
that you
was
didn't say
coming.
like some crazy ass like Hythlodeus, Emet-Selk, Yowie scene or something like that. Like I thought that would really have got your rocks going. So
No, it had to involve
If
me.
they were lightsabers.
pardon.
If they didn't have penises but lightsabers, that would have been perfect.
No.
For me, as a closing statement on Endwalker, fantastic expansion, fantastic music, but for me, wasn't as good as Shadowbringers.
Amen.
I completely agree with that. I don't think they will overtake Shadowbringers anytime soon.
Well, I already said what I thought about it, and I'm of the opposite opinion. But yeah, the subtext was just very good. Better than Shadowbringers.
It was a nice tidy up after Shadowbringers. That's how I see the expansion. Yeah.
I'm a sucker for subtext. Anyway, is that a segue? I'm gonna make it a segue.
Leave you 3 officers to do the FC meet.
Exactly. Like, holy shit, that's one of the first things on the list. Bell's probably gonna put the news topics. We have quite a few things to cover, actually. I'll try to get through them pretty quickly because we've been at this for a while. There's the list of news that we have. During the news, we're also going to have screenshots coming by that have been posted in the screenshots channel So if you happen to see your screenshot, yay, you were selected, I guess. So keep an eye on those. Those are all member screenshots. Right, so first on the list, FC status. What I have here is that we have quite a large member base right now, but that's also because we haven't done an inactivity clear for quite a while. So heads up, there's going to be a big overdue clear soon, so no need to panic when Bell inevitably at 3 a.m. starts removing people that haven't logged in for like a month or two. So don't worry about it. Otherwise, activity is Gucci. Should be fine.
Super Gucci.
Super Gucci. Yeah, and then recent promotions, 2 of whom are actually here. So we have 4 new officers since the last time we had a cast. Lucinda, obviously, Clem, Christina, and Samara as well. And we're very happy to have a big team again, so we can spread the tasks and the love equally. And Clem, obviously, today as a caster as well. Very nice, thank you. And 2 new raid leaders. Elizari and Raven. Elizari is actually sort of already been a raid leader the last 3 months, and just not in title. And finally, Dis managed to convince him to actually take up the title officially. So yeah, that's really good. Yeah, so obviously we already talked about this, but we moved to Ishgard. The new garden outside has been completed, and indeed, Desdemona has said that the internal house decoration will be completed by the time this airs. No pressure.
Hurry up, Chris.
We're very excited, and she has said earlier today that it's the most complicated thing she's done. I think she says this every time, and it's always true. So 10 years from now, it's going to take a year to do. So we'll see.
I love the fact that when we bought the house and she went in for the first time, she was looking at the pillars, taking photos of the pillars, and just going, "Look how straight they are." That's what got her excited, was how straight the pillars were.
They don't get in the way of all the glitches she has to do to make it look good, right? Yeah. So yeah, she's doing great work. So that's amazing. And the fire pit poll was pretty conclusive. It stays there. It is. We still have a fire pit. We still have a place to get burned. It's fine. All right then.
Those Lalafels in the fire pit, please.
Moving on. We had a meetup, actually. I think Clem was heading it up as well. And as part of that, we now have a post on the website that lists what officers actually do. What are our primary and secondary and tertiary tasks? What do we actually do behind the scenes? So if you have no idea what at least 3 of us do, go take a look at that. And maybe you'll see something you didn't know. Could be. Next up, the screenshot spotlight. Our winner, or actually our most recent spotlight for this time, is Miramo Galvus. The last name is indeed the same as Xenos. Yeah, there they are. Very nice screenshot right there. We hold these obviously constantly. So what you need to do is post in the screenshots channel, and if you want to get your if you want a chance to get your screenshot selected, and I'm trying to navigate a cat debuff here. Thank you. But yeah, so keep posting in the screenshots channel, and monthly or bi-monthly, whatever, whenever we get around to it. We try to do it once a month. We select a screenshot, and this is the one by Miramo that won this time around. So keep doing that, please. Then, Alith Awards. We had one recently, and that's the funny thing, we had 2 FC champions. Don't know if everybody remembers that, but Lix and Morgana both got FC champion. Our newcomer of the month was Iko Seryu. I have no idea how to say these names. I'm going to butcher all of your names, so you just get ready for that. And then the list of above and beyond award winners is Elizari. Because of all the map runs, probably. Lix, because of a lot of the stuff that he does. Varen, also. Samara, Morgana, Ilaire, Nai, and Growl. So I think a lot of them are mostly just organizing events and doing stuff that people enjoy. And just in general being a really positive influence. So I think that's very well deserved. And I think the major takeaway from this is also that the award ceremony is now bi-monthly. So that gives you even more time and even less of an excuse to nominate. So if you haven't nominated anybody before or yet for this time period, make sure you do, because July 3rd is the next one. You have about a month. So get to it. Pay attention. See if anybody does anything yet you think is a good influence, either on you or others, and just give them a thumbs up for it. That's basically what it is.
Bi-monthly. By bi-monthly, we mean every 2 months, not twice a month.
Exactly. I looked that up in the dictionary.
Means the same thing.
It means the same thing. I was so surprised. I was like, what? This makes no sense. But yeah, once every 2 months, not once every 2 weeks. Anyway. Next up, currently under review is our engagement champion and mentorship rules. We're probably going to try and consolidate them a bit, make it a little bit simpler to get in and become a mentor. And that's why the engagement champion stuff is on hold currently. That moves me directly into Alith vacancies, because we are always looking for extra recruiters, extra casters, and extra raid leaders. We can never really have enough of those, because the more we have, the more we can organize without anybody having to, 24/7 the shit out of everything. So it's always good if you feel like, oh, this is something I could do, even just, like on a low key basis. Just hit us up. Definitely worth a shot. And then here comes another point where I butcher some names. Our newest newcomers. Let's just go through a list here. We have Naomi Eve, Moradina Star Dancer, Astral Feralix, Lisa Likeable, Joliet James, Asteldian Kaliskan, Emilita Kaliskan. Oh, they have the same last name. They must be related. Thlyli Hotpants. I can say this last word at least. And Nezuko Uzumaki. Interesting. Those are our latest newcomers that I have butchered completely, I hope.
Welcome to Alith, guys!
Whoop, whoop. Welcome to the party. Stay crazy. And then last but not least, before I plug the ending of the news, quick raiding update. We really need more raid leaders, just so you know. And the things that are currently going on, Elizari, now finally a raid leader, has map runs that are always really fun and relaxed. I think at time of recording, the drunk map runs that are unofficial on Saturdays are actually happening at this time. But the non-drunk map runs are on Fridays, and those are very chill and casual, and they're just cool. Lix has done some very successful Savage tiers with learning runs lately, and it's been going really well. We actually have, it's becoming a meme now that he makes paint images and that we record his paint drawings and then play them back as explanations for other people. And he goes, wang, bang, ka-chang. And then if there's not enough ka-changs, then it's not a good explanation. So that's been going really well. And Samara and Raven's events are always very great way to catch up on current content, and they're all always casual and chill. So take a look at the event schedule and just join one. That's it. And on that, if you do sign up for an event, make sure you can actually go. That's a thing that we just want to point out real briefly, because we're a casual guild, but you don't want to keep people waiting or be unclear about when you're going to show up. So please be on time, and if you can't make it, it's no problem. We have an absentee system, so you just go to the place where you signed up and you just hit absence, and then a bot sends you a message, reply to the bot, and then everything's Gucci. And if you do this, thank you, because it makes sure that all the raids can happen smoothly and on time. That's really important. All right, so that's all the news I had. So quick plug if you want to know more about Alith, what we do, how to join, what's happening. We have a website, obviously. There's plenty to read on the website about what we do and who we are. And you can either send in an app, try to join us if you're not part of Alith already watching the cast, or you can send us a message actually through the on-site system and we can get right back to you. So both of those work. That's it.
All right. Thank you, Bob, for the news, and thank you, guys. This is us for this podcast. As always, thank you for listening. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow us, and you can listen to our previous podcast on Spotify, iTunes, Podbean, YouTube, wherever you want to see them. We'll be back every month, we decided, right?
That's the plan.
Every month. Yep, we actually have a schedule now, so we'll be back. Thank you, guys. Have a good evening.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
See you next time.
Welcome to Alith-Cast.
Welcome to Alith-Cast.
I want to suck your blood.
Not really, not a vampire.
Joey's hilarious idea to buy me, and I think I've already had a rant about this to you guys previously, but this...
Oh, yeah.
which was his gift to me for Christmas. It's a piggyback, all working. There's a little bit of money in it, but the beauty is, I don't carry cash. The entire... I haven't done any dishes the entire week. Like, I've just been getting home from work pretty late because I've had a load of shit to do in work, and when I'm getting home, I cannot be bothered. So the kitchen has been a complete shit. I haven't had any clean plates. I'm literally just taking a plate from the sideboard and washing it to use it, or specifically ordering food that I don't need a plate for.
My Orishis typically don't like keep a bowl of water in the sink. Like you keep the thing running, even though like it, or you will like use a bit and then like scrub it and then like use it if you're trying to be economical, rather than like dipping it into the water that already exists.
Oh, I see. So now I'm uneconomical. I'm not looking after the environment. Is that the fucking
No.
part?
I'm saying it's like a cultural difference.
Fucking bombocos.